3. Baruch haba b'shem Hashem, b'shem Yichud Kodesh B'Richu, Shechintei Notei Nachat Ruach Haboirei, b'shem, everybody, Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. Welcome to the holy holiday of Pesach Sheni, where the Kedusha is pouring down in the city of Sfat. People are starting to feel the energy and move closer to what they need to do in the fixing of all the good things that need to come. So Baruch Hashem, we have to continue the Tikkun of Reb Shimon. So according to the Mor Shemesh and the Chazal, is that in what Reb Shimon did, still the Tikkun is made for Lag BaOmer and the Simcha is coming down, but the Tikkun of the creation in the Bria and the Gula Shlema still has a residue of Tumah, of impurity that needs to be taken out. That's the reason why the Gemara in Megillah says very, very clearly, Rav, Netiya B'Purim Ba'akor Tisha B'Av. He planted on Purim and he uprooted Tisha B'Av. Now remember, we explained the other day that the Sphira of Hod Shebahod is the microcosm in relationship to the macrocosm of Hod. Hod is when Tisha B'Av happens. So therefore they're aligned. Also, the energy of Purim is the same day, he says. It's exactly the same day, the same energy as Lag BaOmer. So their alignment is in Hod. He also says that Purim is Hod. So in understanding that Gemara, we have to understand what exactly needed to be done. So we're going to go to understand this through the Ben Ish Chai. The Ben Ish Chai speaks on the Bavim. And he says very clearly there are three letters in relationship to Evan, Masu, Abonim, Haital, the Rosh Pina. Evan is Aleph Bet, which Aleph is 1 and Beis is 2. The Nun representing going down into the Shah Nun, to the deepest level where those sparks, those nitzots, need to be redeemed, that or, Mitzrayim originally. And what are those three letters? So he says the three letters that need to be redeemed is the Vav and the Hey, being put back together with the Yud Hey. That's why we say together B'Shem Yud Hey, Vav Hey, because the Vav Hey is separate, became separate from the Yud Hey, has to be redeemed. And Vakisei, the Kisei, the Aleph, disappeared. We need to find it and reunite it. So there are two tikkuns that I found, which are chidushim of my own, but Mistam HaKadosh Baruch Hu knew that I was working on this for many, many years, and he gave a matana to the world. I didn't know that we'd be bringing this out today in order to help all of us in relationship to all the things that are going on. And more details, those of you could, ask questions later on, and to find out the more details, we'll bring them all out to you. But right now, I just want to bring down to you, because we're in emergency mode and we need to complete what Reb Shimon did in order to make the final tikkun of what's necessary in order to bring the final gula for all of us. I'm only bringing to you the information that I found from the Ben Ish Chai, which is the Ari, and from Lag BaOmer in relationship to the Mor Shemesh. And so you decide for yourself and how to do it the best way possible. I'm going to bring you those two tikkun that are necessary. So the first tikkun that I found that was necessary was that the Malchut of Shemayim, which represents the letters Aleph, Daled, Nun, Yud. Why is it called the Malchut of Shemayim? Because it is that name that reaches lowest from the spiritual world to the physical world. Aleph, Daled, Nun, Yud. And the letter that reaches the deepest into the physical world is the Yud of the last letter of Adoni. And the numerical value, of course, is 65, which we will all understand it clearly in a few minutes. And what's the highest point of the physical world in letters, or in consciousness also, is Yavan, Greek, which represents the sciences, which is Yud, Vav, Nun. Now, why is it Yud, Vav, Nun? Look at it, notice the letters, they descend, Yud to Vav to Nun, into the Shar Nun. And exactly what the sin itself was a separation. It caused a separation because the sciences were attached to the Malchut Shemayim. It was one union. And the union that it would have when you see what happens in the radical shift of fusing those two worlds back together is an incredible thing. And it's a real thing, and you'll feel it right away. So let's do this together. We're going to show you the picture of what it looks like on the screen. Okay. We're going to have to move back a little bit. Here's the first letter is Aleph, Daled, Nun, and you see the two Yuds together, and then the Vav and the Nun. Backwards, Nun, Sofid, Vav, Yud, Yud, Nun, Daled, Aleph. Okay, everybody put that in their mind. I'll take a picture of it and send it to everyone. So what we're going to do is to fuse the 2 points where the 2 Yuds meet, because one is the lowest point and one is the highest point, meaning the lowest of the physical world and the highest of the lowest of the spiritual world and the highest of the physical world. So those two go back together. So if we fuse them together and we count the numerical value of the letters that remain, Aleph is 1, Dalet is 4, and Nun is 50, so that's 55. And then we count the numerical value which remains from the letters of the Vav in the Nun is 56. Everyone knows 55 plus 56 is 111, which is a 3-place digit of 111, which was the harmonic relationship before the sin, so to speak. Why? How do we know that? Because what do we do as the Jewish people? We bless. So Barak, it is Sharashim, Beis, Reish, Chaf, Sofi is 2, 2, 2. We put the universe back together by blessing. With the Vav, which is equal to 6, is 2 plus 2 plus 2, creating an equilateral triangle, as you know, forming the first physicality. And what's next? What's the next tikkun, which is more amazing than we could imagine? Here's a picture of it. Okay, everybody get a good glimpse of that. So this is from Parshas Bo. So when it says Bo el Pharaoh, that he should come to Pharaoh, really that is an equation, the most amazing equation. Why? Because look at it. Here it is, Mitzrayim, the world of multiplicity and gods. So the Beis precedes the Aleph, meaning it's swallowing it up. The Aleph has no power in relationship to the Beis because the Beis is the governing agent, or Elohim Acharim, in relationship to the Aleph, which everyone knows is that has composed of 2 Yuds and a Vav, which spells God, holy name, the Yud, Hey, Vav, Hey. And El representing 2 in an equation, right? 2 dots, those you know, in a ratio. And the resultant would be Paro. Now notice in the center of Paro has the 2 letters, Resh and Ayin, which spells everybody, Ra, evil. Pei represents, in a known factor, the Malchut, the manifestation. The Hey represents the Kedusha. So read the equation the following. When the Malchut of the Kedusha is in multiplicity swallowing singularity of God, then that's what evil is. In other words, what's the definition of evil? Is that evil or multiplicity is hiding divinity or the one God. That's what evil really is. So Kadosh Baruch Hu says in the Pesukim, as we go down in the Parsha of Bo, he says, I want to show you that I am God, meaning Anochi Hashem. That's what he says, that I am God. Anochi is a kinoi, is a nickname for Adonai. I want to reveal myself in the world that Yud Hey Vav Hey is Adonai, that it's not separate, meaning that the relationship of the wave reality and the Yud Hey Vav Hey, which is a composition of Echad and Ahava, which creates the unity and the love of our people, is the Tetragrammaton. That's who we are. And the Malchut is the ability to be able to bring that into the world. So by revealing that into the world, God's saying, I'm going to bring myself into the world. And how am I going to do that? Is I'm going to bring the Arbeh. I am going to bring a makkah called Arbeh, which is locust, if you may. So those letters are Aleph, Resh, Beis, and Hey. So if we see and we look at the word Arba carefully, we notice that it has the reverse letters of Beis is to Aleph, it has Aleph is to Beis, and has the letters Resh to Hey. So let us abstract and put Aleph Beis as the equation underneath the Beis and the Aleph, meaning that it's changing its direction where it was before. And two, Resh Hey on the other side of the equation where we have Resh Ayin. So if we subtract Resh Hey from Resh Ayin, what do we get, everybody? 65, which is Adani, which is Malchut. So therefore, this is what's inside of the Torah, an actual algorithm which changes the nature of the multiplicity. So therefore, in doing these two meditations, if you may, looking at Aleph Dalet Nun Yud and Yud Vav Nun, and fusing the two Yuds together and looking at its numerical value and bringing it into the association of 111, and then taking the Beis, Aleph to Pharaoh and abstracting that into equation of the Malchut of the Kedusha in the hands of multiplicity swallowing singularity, meaning the Beis to Aleph. That's what evil is. And how do we remove the evil? Kodesh Baruch Hu brings the Arbeh. If we look at the Aleph, Resh, Beis, Hey, again, everybody, Aleph, Resh, Beis, Hey, and abstract that and take the Aleph, Beis to one side of the equation and the Resh, Hey to the other side and subtract, and we get Adani. And by doing that, that will bring two letters of the Vav, Hey back together, and also the Aleph, which is 111. So Mirz Hashem, a little help from all of us, Erev Shabbos, Pesach Sheni, bringing you the second phase of understanding the tikkun of the Bria in relationship to the Hamtakas Adinim, the Shorish, in the root of where the problem came from, of all the things you see in the world. And in relationship to all of us in returning back to the Holy Land and participating in rebuilding the third temple, these are ingredients that HaKadosh Baruch Hu brought to us. And it's our time now. It's our time to participate and be alive again in the service that brings all good things together. Shabbat Shalom.